Welcome to our presentation. We're looking at promoting learning resources to the curriculum, and this was especially regarding e-resources and e-technologies. So I'm Tracey, Totty, I'm the Library Services Manager at Middlesbrough College, and Claire Donlan is the Head of Learning Resources, so she's my manager. And she's going to go on to the next slide and tell you about that.
Okay, we decided to do curriculum liaison sessions for a number of reasons, and it was one of our strategic aims, but also we wanted to cover all the options that we were going to teach the teachers about what we did, as well as teaching the students about what we did, and to generally raise our profile as a department, because we're e-learning and learning resources together, to inform and to teach the students and to gather some evidence to say how good we are at what we do. So what we did was we went along as a group of us from our department to all the curriculum or teaching departments or academic departments, whatever you would like to call them in your organisation. So it was like us going as a department to their department. And we wanted to have a bit of a wow factor ourselves, so we decided to create a Prezi so that we could show that as we were talking. So what we're going to do now is show you a bit of the Prezi, but just pick bits out of it as we go through. So hopefully this link is going to pick it up from behind here. No, it's not. Right. Right, so this is the Prezi that we took along with us.
So first of all, we started by letting the staff know who we are and what the purpose of the session was. In this case, the purpose of the session was to strengthen the links between the learning resources and the curriculum. We then moved on to, again, more kind of generic stuff to say what we do actually in the LRC. So we taught them through how we did inductions and what kind of follow-up sessions we could provide for their students. So we've got the traditional sort of research skills, and then we've got like e-books and e-journals because they need to know how to use those. Obviously demonstrations in terms of like databases, and just to remind them that we can do a talking to if their students had missed out on induction, tell them about the assignment submission service that we run, and then again very general stuff, books, how many we've got, where to find them, how to find them, because we'd actually just got a new library management system, how to loan request, get department loans, all the sort of services that we offered them that we thought they might not actually know about this, so we'll tell them anyway. Then to start promoting some of the technologies, we started by telling them about the digitisation that we can do if we don't have an e-book. Interesting, that one is now actually available as an electronic book, but it wasn't at the time. Briefly mentioned our interlibrary loans, and then we started to focus on the subjects themselves. So these are all different ones that we've done. The sport and rep one there, we've got an example of a book, an e-book and a journal, and then we've shown them what an e-book would look like. So that one's from eBrewery. Obviously it's all very well telling them about these things, but they also need to know where to get them. So we told them about Athens, that they needed to use the Athens account, directed them to Dawson, Era and eBrewery, which is the platforms that we've got, and then we moved on to telling them that they can make an e-book shelf. So this is bringing more technology into it and moving it along to what, well, it was our e-learning manager, but for our purposes today it's going to be Claire who's going to tell us more about the e-learning technologies that we have for teaching purposes.
Okay. So we made the link here between creating an e-book shelf, which they do on Blackboard. so about the VLE. And then we went on to explain some of the different things that they could do on Blackboard, some obvious things like tests and quizzes, wikis and blogs, and then also things that they might not have picked up yet, things about the text service that we provide, and things that we're moving on to like the Blackboard 9, because we've just gone to Blackboard 9. Then also about training, how to get it. So it wasn't just an overview of what we do, but okay, if you would like to do that, come along and do this. Or you could do that with students, come along and ask us. And how to get training from us in general about, because we offer training on anything that we've got, or specific things. Okay, if you want to come along for the text messaging, come along about that. Things about the grade centre, and things about the voting systems, which we've done quite a lot of across the board. We also told them about some of the technologies that we have, because we have things like the flip cameras, portable projectors, netbooks, the voice recorders, all these things that you can come and borrow from the Learning Resources Department. And to say to them, we've got these, if you want to borrow them, we can show you how to use them as well. So that people went, oh yeah, I think they do those in the LRC. It was like, yes we do, here you are, come and have a look. We ended up with 2 questions. The first one was to ask them what we needed from them. So that was the first question, what do we want from you? And that was things like the requests for books, resources, reading lists, what they wanted for the assignments, and to tell them how they could give us some feedback, whether it was just informally or whether to come along to the forums like the LRC user group and stuff like that. And then we finished with the question. And when we were actually doing it, I only did the very first slide and the last one. So this was my last bit at the end, which I said, so what do you want from us? And I think we've done about 6 or 7 different departments now. We had varying different responses to that, from lots of different things, straight away like, oh, we want to be able to get those books, we want to be able to use that room, we want to talk about the social networking, and to things like, you know, but at least it was that immediate, and to sort of put the onus on them to say, so what do you want? And that worked quite well, and to say that we operate an open door policy, but of course you can email us or, you know, contact us like that. Yeah.
Okay, and the outcomes of these sessions that we did, our ebook usage has increased. There's more staff using ebook shelves, so we had to go along and show them how to do them. There was more department loans requested, which we had only started that like a couple of years ago, so we expected that to sort of be increasingly more popular. But what we've also found is that there's a lot more requests for follow-up sessions for both the students and the staff, because the staff have wanted to come along and use the technology, but they didn't necessarily know, they'd forgotten because they'd already had some training earlier and then not ever used it. So they've retrained on them, and then they might have taken that out to their students, and the voting systems and the flip cameras and the use of Prezi, after showing them the Prezi that we'd done, has dramatically increased. We get a lot of requests for the equipment now and technologies, so it was definitely worth going along and doing them, and just sort of putting ourselves out there and showing them what we could show them and help them with.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.